Chapter 10. Deacon. The sun shone every day for the next week, and Mary often went to see her secret garden. It was like a fairy garden, and she loved it. She liked being outside in the wind. She liked working around their little green points. It really was a secret garden because no one knew where she was. She liked this thought most. During that week, she and Ben Weatherstaff talked a great deal more. He almost seemed to like her now, and although he often sounded cross, she began to like him too. He told her more about the plants and flowers that she had found in the secret garden, but again she was very careful not to tell him too much. One day, at the end of the week, Mary was playing near some trees in one of the kitchen gardens when she heard a strange low sound. She wanted to know what it was. So she went nearer, and then she saw Deacon. As soon as she saw the boy, she knew that he must be Deacon. He was standing under a tree, and all around him were little animals. He was playing a pipe very softly. None of the animals looked frightened even when Mary came towards him. "I'm Dickon," he said, "and I know you are Mary." He was about 12 years old. His nose turned up at the end, and he had very blue eyes. He had a wide mouth, and he laughed a great deal. He was not a good-looking boy, but he was very friendly. He spoke to Mary as if he knew her well and as if he liked her too. "I bought your spade and your seeds," he said. Mary had not met many boys in her life, and she did not quite know what to say to Deacon. At last she said, "Will you show me the seeds, please? Let's sit down and look at them." "Well," said Deacon, "these are little white flowers which smell lovely. Then these are a beautiful deep red color." Then he stopped and listened. "Where's the little robin who is singing to us?" "He's in the tree," said Mary. "He's Ben Weatherstaff's robin, but he knows me too." "Yes, he does," said Deacon. "And he likes you." "Do you understand everything that birds say?" Mary asked him. She could not believe that she was really talking to Deacon at last. "Well," said Deacon, "I think I do, and they think I do. And that's what's important." Deacon laughed, and then he talked a lot more about the seeds. He told her how to plant them. Suddenly he turned to her and said, "Tell me where your garden is. We can go and plant the seeds together." Mary's face went red, and then white, and then red again. She did not know what to say. Deacon could not understand why she did not answer. At last she said, "Can you keep a secret?" Deacon still did not understand, but he said, "Of course I can. I keep secrets all the time. I don't tell other boys where the animals and birds live, do I?" "Listen," said Mary very quickly. "I have stolen a garden. No one owns it, and no one wants it. No one takes care of it, only me. I shall die if anyone takes it from me." Deacon was surprised because Mary loved the garden so much. "Where is it?" he said quietly. "Come with me, and I'll show you," he answered, as she led him into her secret garden. "This is my secret garden," she said, when she had shut the door behind them, "and I am the only person in the whole world who wants it to be alive." Chapter 11. Dickon Sees the Secret Garden. Dickon stood and looked round and round the garden. "Eh," he said very softly, "it's a strange place, but it's very pretty. It's as if it were asleep." Then he walked all around the garden as quietly and softly as Mary had done on her first morning there. "I never thought that I'd see this place," he said at last. "Did you know about it?" asked Mary. "Shh! Speak quietly," said Dickon. "Someone might hear us." "Yes, I knew about it. Martha told me." "Will there be roses in the summer?" Mary asked. "Are the plants alive or dead? Can you tell?" "They aren't all dead," said Dickon, and he took his knife and cut a piece off one of the rose trees. Although it looked dead on the outside, there was a little green part inside. It was still alive. "There's a lot of dead wood here," he went on. "We ought to cut it away, but the tree is alive for sure." "Oh, I'm so glad it's alive," said Mary. "Let's go round the garden to see which plants are still alive." And together they went from tree to tree and plant to plant. Then Dickon showed Mary how to use the spade. They both worked very hard that morning. Suddenly Dickon noticed some of the places where Mary had moved the grass from around the little green points. "Who did that?" he asked. "I did," answered Mary. "I thought you didn't know anything about gardening," he said. "I don't," she said. "Well, you did the right thing, Mary. You have done a lot of work, haven't you?" "Yes," said Mary. "And it's making me strong. I don't feel tired any more, and I love the smell of the earth." Then Dickon said, "But there's still a lot more work to do here." "Will you help me to do it?" Mary asked him. "Please, Dickon, please." "Of course I'll help you," he answered. "I'll come every day if you want me to. I want to make this garden alive again more than anything in the world. We'll have a lot of fun together." He began to walk about thoughtfully. Then he said, "But I don't want this garden to look like the other big gardens. I don't want it to be too orderly. Do you?" "No," said Mary, "I don't. I like it the way it is now. If we make it too orderly, like other gardens, it won't be a secret anymore." She stopped and thought. And then she said, "Dickon, you are as nice as Martha said you were. I like you very much. I like 5 people now." Dickon laughed. "Only 5 people?" he asked. "Who are the other 4? Your mother and Martha, and the Robin and Ben were the stuff." Then she asked thoughtfully, "Do you like me?" "Yes, I do," he answered. "And so does the Robin. We both like you very much." Then they worked again. Mary felt so happy. She remembered that first morning with Dickon for the rest of her life. It was time to go back to the house to eat too soon, and she had to leave Dickon. He had his food with him, so he stayed in the garden. Mary didn't want to leave him. She was frightened that he might go away and never come back. When she left, she said, "You will never tell anyone, will you?" No, Mary, I won't tell anyone. You are as safe in this garden as the animals and the birds are on the moor." And Dickon laughed. Mary knew that he was telling the truth. Chapter 12. Mary meets Mr. Carver. "I've seen Dickon," Mary cried. As soon as she saw Martha, "I've seen him." "And do you like him?" asked Martha. I think that he is wonderful, said Mary. She ate her meal quickly because she wanted to go back to Dickon, but Martha stopped her. Mary, she said, Mr. Craven has come back. He wants to see you. Mary's face went white for a second time that day. But why? She asked. He didn't want to see me when I first came to Miss Waite. Why does he want to see me now? Don't be frightened, said Martha. He is going away again tomorrow, and he won't come back until next winter. Then Mrs. Medlock came in. She took Mary to see Mr. Craven. Mary was very frightened. She knew that her uncle was not going to like her, and that she was not going to like him. He was sitting in an armchair by the fire. Come here, he said to her. Mary went towards him, and she became the ugly, cross little girl from India. She looked at her uncle carefully. He was not really a hunchback, although he did not sit very straight. His face was very sad. Are you well? He asked her. Yes, she answered. Do they take good care of you? Yes. You're very thin, he went on. But I'm getting fatter, Mary answered. She wanted to say more, but she could not. Then he asked her, Are you happy? Do you want a teacher? Do you want anything? Oh, please. I don't want a teacher yet, said Mary. But there is one thing I'd like. May I have a little piece of earth? Earth? Her uncle said, surprised. What do you mean? To plant seeds, into watch things grow, to make a garden, Mary answered. She was very frightened that he was going to say no. Mr. Craven looked very strange when she said this. He seemed to remember something, a piece of earth. He said quietly, Yes, of course, you can have a piece of earth. Take as much as you want and make it come alive. He looked very tired now and said, You must go now. I'm very tired. I'm going away tomorrow. I won't be back until next winter. As Mary walked back to her room, she thought, He is really a nice man, but he looks so sad, poor Mr. Craven. When she got back to her own room, it was too late to go to the sacred garden again that day. But she hoped that Dickon would come back the next day.